Hi guys, so welcome back to Gypsy's Animal Kingdom. I'm sorry, my table's a little messy. I just got home and basically what this video is just what not to do with your spiderlings. And I'm so frustrated because there's so many free resources. I mean, I know with COVID, you can't head to a library as much as you possibly could, at other times in your life or whatever. But you can use your phone or your tablet or your computer or something to Google proper spiderling care, proper juvenile tarantula care, proper care of everything. Whatever you own, there's videos on YouTube that are free. There are care sheets that are free. There's even, if you go on any website that sells tarantulas, they will even tell you they have care sheets there on that site for free. You don't have to buy anything from that site to look at the care sheet, okay? I'm so frustrated because it's people just buy these tarantulas and they just buy them. They're a spur of the moment idea, oh cool, just gonna get a tarantula, but I'm not gonna do my freaking research, I'm just gonna go and buy it and just guess what to do with it, randomly. And I see this so often. I actually have a standing ad on Craigslist and just telling people that I am a tarantula rescue. If you are tired of your tarantula, I will gladly take it in. And it happened today. I had emergency tarantula rescue. Okay, so I got a spiderling today, and it is a Titilicatl vegans, or what is more commonly known as a Mexican red rump. Okay, so these guys are pretty awesome. They are terrestrial New World species. They can be, I've heard, semi-aggressive. This guy is really young. He is a true sling. He's barely an inch. So I mean, he is super small still, so he didn't show any signs of aggression. I had to handle him to get him out of here today because I definitely did not want to transport him in this. He shouldn't have even been living in here, let alone it's not safe to transport him in here. So I went to this rescue right away today. As soon as I saw this, I was like, no, I have to get him today. This is not safe. So basically when you have a spiderling, okay, they are super delicate. I mean, tarantulas in general are pretty delicate because if they fall from a height of even a foot or so, they can break open and die. I mean, you can't take a tarantula to the vet and get them stitches or something. It's not like when your dog or cat gets injured. A fall is detrimental and life-threatening and often fatal to tarantulas, no matter what their age are. So, I mean, when you have a spiderling, first of all, this spiderling being under an inch, this container, I'm so tired of seeing this container because everybody thinks it's okay to put a spider in this container and it's not. So, I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but it just drives me crazy. So, that being said, this is way too big. I mean, a spiderling needs to have a smaller enclosure. This guy, I mean, like I said, I was running on emergency, and my friend who I was at her house at the time, she gave me an empty pill bottle and I filled it with substrate and a little bit of water and I put some holes in the top, okay? And I transported him in here because literally, I will set you guys down for 1 second. Literally, he is so freaking small, guys. Sorry, I set you down, but look at him. Look at him. He's not even 1 inch. He's so tiny. Even this pill bottle is big for him, I put a lot of substrate because if he climbs to the top, if he climbs to the lid of that pill bottle and he falls down, he's gonna fall on a nice, soft, moist substrate, you know? He's not gonna fall from this huge height. This is a huge height from him. For us, it's like falling from a building, you know? Like that's what that would feel like for him. Like he fell like 3 stories down to the ground, you know, and he would die. So like, you know, this is not a permanent house for him, obviously, but you know, today running on emergency, this was just what I had. And like, you know, he's doing well, thank God, but I think I got to him in time. This guy also that I rescued him from had a freaking live cricket in with him, and the cricket was a quote unquote like a small cricket, but guys, like a small cricket that's alive is too big for him because the cricket was as big as his body. So first of all, spiderlings, if you're gonna feed them a cricket, it needs to be a pre-killed cricket, okay? Spiderlings this size, really, normally we would feed them like a flightless fruit fly if we were gonna give them something that was alive. If you're not gonna give them anything alive, it would be like a pre-killed pinhead roach or a pre-killed pinhead cricket or a pre-killed small cricket. Something like that, but it cannot be alive and definitely not be left in the enclosure with them because actually he was hiding for his life from this damn cricket. So it's like, I'm just so frustrated with the whole thing. You know, I was glad that I was able to like step in and rescue him and do what he needs to get done for him. You know, he's gonna be, and I don't know if it's a male or female. I'm just like doing a bad thing and assuming gender right now. I just called him he, you know, but I'm doing what I need to do for him right now because, I mean, you know, he's got a long way to go. Adults, if he is male, will get to around like 5 inches. If it's a female, it'll get to around like 6 or 7 inches leg span. So, I mean, obviously, this tarantula has a really, really long way to grow, but I don't even think he could have molted properly in this situation because spiderlings also need moisture, okay? And this dumb guy also had a water cap, like a water bottle lid in here full of water, and I was like, no, like he can drown in there. You're supposed to mist a spiderling's enclosure. They drink the mist off of the side of their enclosure until they're big enough to have a water bottle. Like me personally, I don't even put a water dish in until they're like about 5th instar, 4th or 5th instar, which like this, like about 2.5, maybe 3 inches, you know, and then I'll start actually putting a water dish in there, and it's still very small, you know. Before that, I am misting their enclosure. I mist the enclosure, and they get everything they need to, like, you know, drink between the mist on the wall and in the webbing. And also they get a majority of moisture too from their prey, okay? So, I mean, you know, I'm just like very glad that I was able to get to him, and that I tried to educate the guy too, because he was saying that he was just getting rid of him because he was very boring and all he did was burrow all day long, and he wanted to get another sling. And I said, what kind of sling are you getting? And he says, a green bottle blue. And I said, how big is the sling? And he was like, he's smaller than this. He's only about 1/2 inch. I said, what are you going to keep him in? And he showed me it was another container like this without any substrate, and just had like a couple of plastic branches, like something that looks like it should be in a fish tank, like just little plastic branches. And I was like, no. So I'm trying to tell this guy, because he said he never had a tarantula before. I'm trying to tell him what he needs to do, and I gave him some websites and stuff to look at, but God only knows. Like, I feel like in about a couple weeks or a month's time, I'm going to be back at this guy's house rescuing another tarantula, and hopefully I'm rescuing it in time if I have to. But I hope that that's not the case and he does more research and he listens to what I said, because I'm not an expert, you know. I have been keeping tarantulas for about 10 years now, off and on, but you know, there's amazing people. There is Tarantula Cat, there is the Tarantula Collective, there's the Exotic Lair, there's Dave's Little Beasties. I mean, they are the experts at keeping tarantulas as far as I'm concerned. Like I always believe that you are learning every day, right? So I watch their videos and I am still learning new things from them, even 10 years later, from, you know, doing the proper husbandry and just, you know, doing proper care. And actually with tarantulas too, their husbandry is constantly, you know, we're constantly finding out new things, okay? There's research being done and zoological research being done, and we're just learning new things about them. You know, for example, years ago, we used to think that we should keep a sponge in the tarantula's water dish, and for years and years, people were doing that, and now we learn that's not good because the sponge is creating, you know, bacteria in their water and in the, you know, it leaches into the substrate. So now we know, ditch the sponge, and we're just going for a straight shallow water dish, you know. And that's just one example of the changes in husbandry that we are constantly learning about. So I mean, I'm gonna link everybody below that I think is a good person to watch as far as tarantula husbandry, keeping tarantulas and knowing where to get them, and, you know, knowing what to look for and everything. Like I said, Tarantula Cat, Dave's Little Beasties, the Tarantula Collective, the Exotic Lair. These guys, you know, watch their videos, watch their techniques and what they do and what they talk about. Really, really, really research before you get a tarantula, because just because they are an invertebrate doesn't mean that they are easy to keep and you can just put them in a container like this and walk away. No, you cannot do that. Please do not do that. Do your research, okay? And be nice to your spiders. They are definitely, you know, good for the environment. You know, try to get over your arachnophobia like I have and like other people I know have, just by educating yourself. And if you like this video, just feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.